Thomson Reuters has recently published the 10th annual Costs of Compliance report. And with me to discuss this year's report is Stacey English, Head of Regulatory Intelligence at Thomson Reuters, and Susannah Hammond, Senior Regulatory Intelligence Expert. So, Stacey, first of all, to you. 10 years ago, we decided to publish this report. What was the reason for that? Why did we go down that route in the first place?
So 10 years ago, the financial services industry and compliance was in a very different place to where we are now. We'd just come out of a financial crisis and we were about to face a decade of massive regulatory change. And we recognised that compliance really needed a voice to know what the rest of the industry was doing. So the value of the report remains the same today as it was back then, and that's for compliance officers to hear from their peers in the industry, what their expectations are, what their plans are, and what their resources are, so that they can benchmark themselves against the rest of the industry. We had 900 financial services firms from around the world take part this year, and of course that gives really credible insight to what's going on out there that will enable other firms to plan.
Okay, and Susannah, so over the last 10 years, how has the report developed?
It developed alongside how the industry has changed, really, and Stacey mentioned 900 respondents this time, and that's against 6,000 over the lifetime of the report and 40,000 downloads. So it is not only something that we get very credible responses to, but also has proved very, very popular with the industry. Over the last 10 years, the three perhaps biggest changes and challenges has been technology. I mean, technology has just changed out of all recognition in the last 10 years, and compliance are having to cope with that, both for themselves and for the business. We have the rise of accountability regimes. Here in the UK, we have the SMCR, the last rollout of which is December to solo regulated firms. Jurisdictions as diverse as Australia and Ireland are thinking about it or have put it in. And then last but not least is culture and conduct risk. I mean, when the financial crisis finished, nobody was talking about culture and conduct risk. Now it's the new normal and embedded pretty much everywhere.
And this year, for the first time, we included questions about the future, about asking people to predict what challenges lie ahead in the world of compliance and regulation. So, Stacey, what were we told?
We asked a very open-ended question about this, and we got some really good feedback. And the overriding consensus is that technology is going to have the biggest change on the function and the sector, and that's going to mean that a lot of routine compliance activities will be automated. And then that frees up a lot of other time for more value-added stuff. But alongside that, that means the skill sets are going to need to change. So whereas compliance has always been very expert in the detailed technical matters of regulations, they're also going to need to have skills around sort of data analytics and regtech and fintech to really be able to help their business. The other thing we're hearing is that they're really expecting their role to change. So to be involved in all stages of the business process, really from sort of strategy and planning right through to product development. Rather than just being brought in when things go wrong. Okay,
and so Susannah, in terms of advising compliance officers now, what they need to be doing in terms of preparing for the new world, what's your advice? What's the key thing that people need to be doing?
The key thing, and very much building on what Stacey's just said, is skills. You need wholesale and continuous investment in your skill sets. That's for you yourself and your wider compliance team. But I would also suggest that compliance officers need to encourage the wider business to continue to invest in skill sets. And regulatory change means the world is changing very fast. Technology means it's changing perhaps even faster. You need those skill sets to make the best of those challenges and go forward into the short and medium term.
Okay. Well, the report is ready to be downloaded now, so I'm hoping that many of you will do so. I'm Ashley Kovas, Senior Regulatory Intelligence Expert at Thomson Reuters.